10 years ago, I began my video editing journey, and since then, hundreds of millions of people have seen the videos that I had a part in editing, which I think is pretty cool. I also have this YouTube channel where I teach video editing, and I own an organic video content agency, which has made tens of thousands of dollars for our clients within a year. So I'm gonna compress the biggest lessons I've learned from 10 years of video editing into this one video. Editing lesson number 1. Focus on the fundamentals before fancy editing. When I say fancy editing, I'm talking about the crazy motion graphics that you see on like every single video these days. I'm not saying motion graphics don't make your videos better, because they definitely do, but think about it like this. No matter how much you polish a rock, the rock is still just a rock. Stick with me. Imagine your rock is the raw A-roll that you have before you start editing a video. You can add motion graphics to this raw video, and it will appear slightly more polished, just like a rock would be slightly shinier if you polished it. But it's still just a raw video, with no cohesive story, no audio mixing, no sound design, no color, no cuts, no transitions. You get the point. These things, like rearranging the order of your cuts to tell a better story, are the bedrock of your video, the foundation of a great video, whereas sleek motion graphics are just the additions that make an already great video even greater. Now, some key fundamentals that you should focus on learning are cutting, which includes things like tightness of the cuts, types of cuts. For example, a J cut might be used to emphasize a speech that goes on and on. We have pacing, which is how you decide to make cuts that influence how quickly the video progresses, and which changes the viewer's experience in the end. Sound design is a huge one. This includes music, sound effects, or how you might correct noisy audio from a bad mic to sound like it came from a good one. Color grading is important and is often overlooked in videos. Understanding design theory is huge, especially if you plan on learning motion graphics later. But this is just a start. I encourage you to dive deeper into each of these fundamental subjects and try to master them before trying to learn motion graphics too. If you're wondering how to learn about things like this, the best way to do that is from other people. Which brings me to editing lesson number 2. Become a student of the game. I've been editing videos for 10 years, and although I may continue for another 40 years, I realize that I will never know everything. Instead, I simply focus on learning things that will improve the project that I am currently working on. If you can bear it, you should go back and watch old videos that you edited to take notes on what could be improved. But I personally hate doing that, so I would never recommend it. But what I've found to be most effective is learning from others. There are 2 ways you can do this. The first way is easy, and it's by watching more videos. But you're not going to just mindlessly watch the video like usual. Instead, you're watching to see how the editing choices make you feel, what techniques they use to draw you in. For example, maybe you notice that the video uses incredibly simple animations to explain a complex topic. As a result, you felt smarter and were more engaged. If you find that you have a positive reaction to a section of a video, it's probably something you should try in your own editing. The second way you can learn from others is a mentorship, though this takes a lot more upfront work to find than the first method does. In fact, I didn't have this until 6 years after I edited my first video, and I deeply regret not seeking it out sooner. There are some things that you can only learn through years and years of experience that you can get from a mentor. And it's also hard to figure out what's worth learning in the beginning. When I had my first mentor, it was at a video editing agency, and I would have daily meetings with the lead editor who was able to show me how I could save hours on every single project. Like I said, this can be hard to find, but honestly, finding a mentor can speed up the learning process a ton. Speaking of speed, editing lesson number 3. You need to be efficient. If you ever plan on being a video editor professionally, time is of the essence. Why? Well, if you ever want to work with clients, you will likely have tight turnaround times, which is the time from asset delivery to the final cut that you deliver back to your client. Believe it or not, these times are often less than a week, and clients can be picky, so you usually need to budget time to make revisions too. Now that I've scared you enough, what can you actually do to become a faster video editor? Here are 5 key steps to be faster. 1. General comfort in your chosen program and the basics. This is unavoidable, and you can get better at this by watching video tutorials and just simply editing more. 2. Keyboard shortcuts. Trust me, these are a game changer. Learn these and you'll save at least 30 minutes every single day. 3. Plugins. If you can find the right plugins for your program, you're going to save at least another 30 minutes per day using these. 4. Be adaptive. This means staying up to date with program updates, feature additions, and AI. 5. Learn other programs. For example, I use Premiere Pro to do most of my video editing, but I use things like Photoshop and Illustrator to make visuals for those videos, and I use After Effects to animate those visuals. If you want to dive deeper than these core 5 steps and really want to dial in your workflow, you should watch this video where I talk about 6 other things that you can do to edit your videos faster and stop wasting time. Editing lesson number 4. The best editing is when you hardly notice. If you're doing it right, your viewers should get lost in your story completely, unaware of the seamless cuts that you made or the way you rearranged the footage to tell the story. You see, your main goal as a video editor is to tell the story. That's it. Ignore everything else until you've pieced the footage together in a way that you have a story that you would watch if there was no other editing involved. Editing lesson number 5. You will be undervalued. You're competing with people from 195 different countries. Literally anyone in the world can learn the basics of video editing in less than a week and become a so-called video editor. Because of this, people think they can find and hire good video editors for very cheap. In reality, the people that you can hire for cheap and charge low rates are good with the video editing software that they use, but they have no idea how to actually bring their own vision or a client vision to life. Also, when it comes to video editing and marketing as a whole, it's kind of hard to justify pricing because there usually isn't an immediate ROI from the videos that are being made. This means that people have no interest in paying for the video editors because they don't see it as a worthy investment. But there are people who understand the true value, and there are things that you can do to become more valuable as a video editor. These include improving your communication, demonstrating high-quality work over an extended period of time, quality and consistency, adaptability, design, expertise, strategy beyond editing, learning from mistakes, and justifying your decisions with your expertise. When you understand the why the videos you're editing are being made, you can make informed design decisions and maintain consistency throughout your work. These are things that many video editors fail to understand, and it can really set you apart. Editing lesson number 6. Perfection is pointless. When I started editing videos, I simply made the videos that I thought people would enjoy. But I realized that editing is heavily subjective. Some people may love the way a video is edited, when others might be bored in 10 seconds. This realization I had eventually led me to question pretty much every single editing decision I was making because I wanted to make perfect videos. The thing is, I still kind of do this, but because now I make better videos than I used to with less effort, I can usually ignore the idea of perfection. Point is, don't get lost in the idea of trying to make the perfect video. Instead, focus on improving in some small way with every new video that you edit. Also, try not to compare yourself with others. Nowadays, it's so easy to find videos that you think are better than yours, so instead of questioning your ability, giving up, and wondering if video editing is even right for you, just acknowledge parts of those videos that you liked, and maybe use them in your editing in the future. Editing lesson number 7. Creative burnout is inevitable. No matter what you do after years of editing, you will face creative burnout at some point or another. You'll compare yourself to others, people who seem better than you. It's easy to spiral into self-doubt and exhaustion when you're comparing yourself to people like this. The key is to recognize when burnout is creeping in and take some time to reset. For example, one thing that I really love to do to reset is going to the gym. It's mindless and I can reset, come back, and be ready to get back to work. But of course, the things that you do to reset will be different from mine and personal to you. Becoming successful as a video editor is a long game, and to stay sharp, you need to take care of yourself and your health. I wanted to keep this video short, but if there's anything that you thought I would talk about but didn't, please let me know. I read almost every single comment. And if you're interested in joining a community of video editors, I left a link to Video Editor Kickstart in the description below. It launched very recently, but I do plan to make it one of the best sources to learn all things video editing and connect with jobs or clients in the future, so make sure to check that out if you're interested. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you out, and I'll see you in the next one.